What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and it is the first of a new month. I know we just did the news video, but I want to get this video out, and I really want to get this out on time, because I think the first of the month video is really important right now, especially considering 4th anniversary is 2 weeks, well, from tomorrow, 2 weeks in the day away, okay? Now, if you're not aware, that means we need Iris. We need Iris desperately. Now, everyone always gets on to me. Like, whenever I do these videos, I always get, like, the one hate comment. Like, oh my god, it's so much more lucrative to, like, max them a break a 2-star or 3-star unit. So I'm going to go in here, make sure I don't have any guild rewards. I do not. There's my Jester 3 rewards. So, what I'm going to do, first, we're going to max them a break a 2-star unit. Okay? Just because of reasons. Alright? So, right up here at the top, boom, Hestia. We'll grab this Hestia. She's level 40. I don't have anybody lower than that, do I? I do not. They've all been upgraded. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Let me see if I have a 3-star that I can do this with then. Because going for the beginning is a little bit easier. Okay, perfect. Actually, Lunar is a perfect example. Do you not have my final bond of her? Did I sell it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We'll grab Finn. Finn's got all of his bonds. So I can actually bond out Finn entirely, except he's level 30. That's okay. He's still down to 3-star. So we're gonna bond out Finn. Apparently I've got work to do on that other account, or that other tail before it leaves. I thought I was done with it. Apparently I missed one. So but neither here nor there. We're going to bond out Finn, and we're going to take him all the way up to, not level 80, but we are going to go all in on him and see basically what we need in order to get our maximum rewards and what those maximum rewards really are. Now, I've done this before, but it's been a long time since I've done it, so we're just going to basically do it all over again. Here we go. And remember, every time you do this, you're going to get a new guild reward, so we're going to get some decent rewards out of this. And we're going to just verify how much Iris we get from this doing this method, the known good, versus my method, which will be very interesting to see here in a moment. Okay? Level 50, level 60, or well, 6-star. Now we're level 60. Perfect. Now, we're going to bond him completely out. We're going to go all in on these bonds. All right? Kind of wish I would have done this with a 2-star, but that's okay. We're doing it for the video. We're doing it for the video. No going back now. Reason if I'm a little leery about doing this with a 3-star is because 3-star bonds are worth so much more than 2-star bonds. 2-star would have been a lot more convenient, but we wouldn't have gotten maximum rewards, so we'll see if this was a mistake. We'll see if this was a mistake. All right, so we're gonna limit break him again. Now, the one thing I will say, and you do want to be very, very, very careful with this, is that if you completely max these out and take them up to level 80, like all your units are maxed, all your units are done, that will be a problem down the road, and I'll explain why here in just a moment. Let's get this last. Oop, we're gonna level them up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 or 3 here and then max that one out. Yeah, I think that's a better option. Bam. All right. So now I'm just going to do the bond. I'm just going to do the limit break, and I'm going to walk away. Level 76 is where I want this unit. Why is that? Well, number one, you don't get any more rewards for going up to level 80. Like, level 60 is just fine. Number two, in your daily rewards here, if you go through and you max out a bunch of these units, there's one here that is for boosting status board or level. So if I EOL the whole thing, if all of my 2-stars and 3-stars are level 80, I could never do this unless I pull a new 4-star. So that negates your ability to do daily quests. Okay? So level 76, if you're going to do this, is the level you want to go for. But let's go see our rewards here. So I'm at 13 now. It'll be real easy to do maths. There's 40. 50, 60, 70, 80. I believe 80 is going to be the end of it. 80 Iris. So we just got 80 Iris in, what, 4 minutes? 4 minutes of work? 20 iris a minute. And of course, a lot of that was yakking and whatnot, but neither here nor there. Yeah, not bad. But generally speaking, what I like to do is I'll go up here, go to inventory, and go to bond. Now, if you aren't aware, and I want to say this very clearly, if you're not aware that this exists, click on sell multiple and click on surplus here. Now, I'm going to include 4 stars. I don't think I have any 4 stars. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to include 4 stars. I'm going to do 2 and 3 stars. Let's see if we have any. We do have some. We have a few. Not a huge amount, but we have a few. So what this is going to take all of the excess bonds. When it says surplus, that means any bond that is not needed to max limit break a 2 or 3 star unit is now getting sold to make room for, well, what we're going to do in a moment. Now, that means units like Oka here, which I probably will never max limit break, that Hesty we were looking at and all that stuff, those units have a bunch of bonds chilling that I'm going to do not a huge amount with. But I'll get to here in a moment why I say this may or may not be a thing. First, let's go back to sell multiple. Now, notice you can also do this with 4 stars. I don't have any bonds available in 4 stars to sell, but if I do, they sell for a good amount. Now, seiros, the white gem up there, that gem, I guess is more like a bluish silver, whatever. That gem is the gem you get for selling 2, 3, and 4 star bonds. Dulb, the kind of dark navy black gem up there, that gem is the one you get for selling 4 stars. So while you will get about 50 seiros per 4 star you sell, you will get 10 dulb, and that 10 dulb adds up really, really fast. Why are we doing this? Well, if you haven't seen any of these videos before, go down here to the shop, go to the seiros and dulb exchange, and you can actually go down here and you could buy a bunch of CP items. Now, normally I tell you guys to do the tickets. I'm going to tell you to put the brakes on that. Don't buy these tickets yet. Now, before the month is out, definitely buy these tickets. But these tickets are not going to garner you iris. Not in the same way, at least. And we're going to do a bunch of summons coming up really soon. Like I said, we're 2 weeks and a day away from the anniversary. You're going to get a bunch of 2 stars and 3 stars that you can sell again. And remember this. But right now, you want to buy up as many of these items as you possibly can. What are these items and what do they do? Well, that's where we're going to get to my part of this video. If I go down here to characters and go to the character list, I actually have a new character in the character list because I pulled a couple of the kid units the other day. And notice they're all brand new. They are not updated. And Lunar, in fact, is right here. So, with Lunar, I could go ahead and upgrade her. And she's completely free to play. Like, she dropped. She's a 3-star, but she's a brand new CP unit. If you did not farm her, do it. I know I didn't farm the event as much as I should have. But considering it's a rerun, it's not a huge loss. I have most everything out of the exchange. I just apparently missed one of her bonds. I'll have to go look at that. But neither here nor there. My laziness has been busted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click off her present. She wants dungeon sandwiches. Now look at the little number under there. It says CP 200. Excuse me. CP 200. That means she's going to get 200 of these CP rewards to kind of level up. Now, if I go up here, you'll notice that some of these units are like level 20, level 24. What does all this mean? Simply put, this is a upgraded level where if I go all the way up here to Haruhime, who's my highest unit for obvious reasons, click on CP reward list. Well, notice level 2 gets me more agility. Level 3 gets me some iris. Level 4 gets me some dex, 5 iris, 6 some HP, 7 iris, and so on and so forth. Literally what you're doing is you're selling your 2 and 3 star bonds to upgrade your 4 star units and attain some iris rewards. That's really important. So level 20 right here is the first level, I believe, that gives us, no, level 18 is level 16. I'm sorry. Level 16 is the first level that gives us iris rewards. So if we go here, this is roughly the same for every character. Some of the, like, well, whether it's agility or dex or all that will change. But check this out. Let's see, level 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 at level 18, 60 at level 20. So at level 20, I'm going to get 60 iris. Now, it is also worth noting for every 5 units you upgrade to like level 20, you're going to get 10 more iris. So while I do lunar, understand that after lunar, if I upgrade 4 more, and I've got, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So if we get all 5 of these up to level 20, not only will I get the 60 iris per, I'll also get 10 more iris on top of that, which kind of sounds paltry on top of that number, but this is massive, because pay attention. First, let's upgrade lunar. So I'm going to go up here, Shizu. Oh, Chloe isn't level 20 yet. We're going to upgrade Chloe too then. So Shizu's pretty close to 20. So if I look here at the top, it says 11,200. So 11,000 is probably right about where that mark hits. I don't remember all the CP levels. So we're going to aim to get lunar to 11,000. Okay. So when I click here, it's going to say, and that to get to this is once again is to click offer present. Notice a little heart over dungeon sandwich that says CP 200. That means she prefers dungeon sandwiches. Books of knowledge and single flowers both say 100. You can upgrade her with those, but they're not preferred. Now, if I go down here a little further, we have big bouquets. That's literally, now that's 200 CP. And notice that literally is like double what the single flower is. Okay? If we go down here a little further, I have dungeon cake and book of nobility. Dungeon cake is the big item for the dungeon sandwich. Hence the little heart there. So instead of 200 CP, that gives us 400. So I can actually upgrade that a lot. So basically, you have dungeon sandwich is a small one. Dungeon cake's a big one. Book of nobility, that's a small one. Book of knowledge, that's a big one. Single flower, big bouquet. Hopefully you get the concept. It's very, very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and give her, what? Let's say 10, 12. Yeah, we'll give her 12 of these. It's going to get us up to 4,800. That's level 14. Now, one thing you will notice here, as I'm upgrading units, notice that I did just under 5,000. We're up to level 14 already. Now, the next 5,000, you'll notice, only gets us up to 20. So the higher the level goes, the higher the difficulty to obtain. But that's a big win for people that pulled on this banner, because if you did, and you have all these units to upgrade, that means early upgrades are fairly inexpensive to obtain in comparison to like the amount of series you spend. Hopefully this is making a lot of sense. So dungeon sandwiches. Now, I'm going to look right here, and I want to get her up to 11,000. So I'm going to just click this and upgrade this until she hits about 11K. There we go. So 31 of those dungeon sandwiches. Now, you probably will not have 500 of these like I do. The answer is really simple. I've just been hoarding these over the last month, basically to make this video and to get some Iris rewards. So she's not quite at that mark yet. We need to do one more. So 11,200. It's actually just below that, isn't it? It's like 11,000, 180 or whatever the number was. So 11,200 is my mark that I'm going to have to meet with everybody. So now we just got our 60 Iris from her. But let's pump the brakes for just a second. Because notice that we have Belle right here in the main lobby. And if I go up here to the top, I could change over to Eyes' levels. Let's go take a look at what Eyes has under the character list. Okay? Right away, the eagle-eyed will notice a difference. Well, Lunar's back down to level 1 here. What happened? We had her level 20 under Belle. Eyes has a whole different list. That means immediately, I can farm up some CP levels for Lunar. So let's do this again. Okay, we'll give her 10 here. There we go. Boom. And we'll give her, I believe it was 32 was the number here. Now, once again, you probably won't have as many as I have, and that's fine. There's no shame in that whatsoever. What am I lacking? Did I give her, maybe I give her 12 of the big ones. Let's go see. 1, 2. Yeah, I give her 12 of the big ones. So there we go. Level 20. Perfect. 60 more Iris. I just gained 120 Iris, guys. Just gained 120 Iris. And when I upgrade the other 5, I'll still get the extra 10. I know the extra 10 is once again paltry, but it does vary from unit to unit. Okay? Let's go in here. And Leafia. Of course, you probably could have predicted that. Go to character list. Go go down here to the bottom. We'll upgrade Lunar. Boom, offer present. And let's go ahead and give her 32 and 12. Now, the one thing I do want to say, when it comes to Lunar very specifically, her bonds you actually do want to spend. Do not sell her bonds under any circumstances. You can obtain them again, but it is kind of a pain in the posterior. I will talk about that here in a moment, but let's get her upgraded one more time. Now, because she is free to play, any of these free to play units, definitely get those units up to level 76. Do not falter on that. When I talk about selling bonds, I often talk about selling like any of my units that basically that I might not ever upgrade, and that basically come from the summons. Because with like the 2 and 3 stars, we get those units all the time. We get a crazy number. In fact, we just had the Golden Week tickets last month, and so we have a ton of 3 stars in the game right now. And I do mean a ton of them. Now, I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. But notice she's level 20. So now we've gained 180 iris just for like this real quick little reference guide here. Okay? Plus the 80 for upgrading the 1 unit. Don't have any guild rewards, but remember, if you upgrade a bunch of these, you probably will have some here. Plus, Lunar is now upgraded. Now, obviously, if I go to the character list, characters like, Haruhime, Belle, Leafia, units that I use all the time, they got tons and tons and tons of upgrades in here. You will also farm this as you run events. You get CP levels for every event you run. But I do feel like every month it is worthwhile going in here and selling some bonds. Now, one of the pitfalls, as I was saying before, if I go back here and I go to inventory, go to bond. If I go down here, let's see, let's grab Lunar's bonds. Where did they go? Kid Lunar, Kid Lunar, Kid Lunar. Where's she at? Okay, so it will give me the option to sell all of these. But with her, I don't want to do it. I do not want to sell her bonds because if I do, I've got to go buy them back. And to do that, you go into the shop, go into the special exchange, and you go into the event unit exchange. Okay? Now you will notice, I don't believe she's actually added in here at the moment, but these are all the drop units in the game that you can currently obtain. And she will actually go, after this is updated, I believe she'll go like right here after Shock T. Maybe she actually might go earlier because she is much earlier in the original story event, but she's going to be added in here at some point. So all the 2 and 3, or all the 3 and 4 star drop units, you can actually go in here and obtain if you don't have them. Though if I'm honest here, most of these units aren't of a huge consequence. Literally, you just max them by breaking them for the simple sake of getting your rewards. Same with the Golden Sweet Ray Ray that we got not terribly long ago. You make sure you always bond out the free-to-play units just because you do want that 80 Iris reward. It is not worthwhile having to go back in here and farm this up. That said, you can buy a bunch of 4-star. I'm not going to buy Sweetie Ray, but I'm going to go ahead and buy this Belle. I know this Belle is done, ready to go. I just bought 9 bonds of Belle. What in the hell am I thinking? Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, go back to the gear icon, go back to inventory, go back to bond, sell multiple items, sell surplus, 4 stars, and now we didn't get any dulb. Remember I said that 4 stars, when you sell them, give you dulb. That said, free-to-plays don't do that, but look at all of that seiros. Remember, 50 seiros per unit you sell adds up quickly. And it's also worth noting, I can go to do sell all here, but I don't want to do that in this situation. I could sell all my 2 stars, but I'm going to go ahead and bond out the Lunar before I do this. But if I were to sell them all, I'm not going to have 1,700. Now, I'm not going to do that at the moment, because once again, I do want to make sure Lunar is maxed before I do that. Because if you sell all these, it could be a mistake. So make sure your free-to-plays are bonded out before you choose this option. Also worth noting, when you click sell all, you cannot click 4-star. Notice when I click 4-star, sell all is grayed out. When I click here, if I try to click it again, it goes back to graying it out. So you cannot sell all your 4 stars on accident. That's one very good feature of this. But I'm going to cancel out of this because, once again, I don't want to make that mistake and sell Lunar's Bonds, because then I'd have to farm the event unit exchange to get them back, blah, 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 blah. It's not worthwhile. It's not worth my time. So, that said, those Bell Bonds that I sold, go back to the shop, go back to Seiros and Dulb exchange, and now I can buy more dungeon cakes, dungeon sandwiches, books of nobility, big bouquets, whatever I want. I actually probably buy quite a few of these, because these Aurario souvenirs are just for crossover units. And though all my crossover units are level 20, so I might actually falter on this time. I'm probably honestly going to go after big bouquets. I think I'm low in those. So take inventory of your CP items, guys. Go over here, character list. You know, just see what you've got in here. Like, I've got tons of books of knowledge. Oh, I have tons of single flowers. Oh my god, I got plenty of single flowers. So books of nobility would be a good one to actually get. Same with dungeon cakes. So buy up your CP items, upgrade your units, get your iris, guys. It makes sense. Now, which one is more cost effective? In my experience, going up to about level 16, give or take, in here, and I've done this over a period of time, I believe it's level 16, through this screen is actually less expensive on a scale of your overall unit input than it is to actually bond out your units. Remember, we got 80 over there. I just got 160 through here for about the same amount of seiros, give or take, that you'd spend. So, like, it's not quite 3 times as much, but it's up there. Like, you will get a ton of iris through this method. But if you want to bond out your other units, definitely consider that. But do remember, you want to make sure you have some upgradability in those 2 and 3 stars to get your daily rewards. If you take all your 2 and 3 stars up to level 80, you're gonna cuss at yourself every single solitary day. I promise you that. So be really cautious. But here's much more ways to get some iris, guys. Go get some iris. Let me know if this video was helpful for you guys. I do this every month, so we'll be back July 1st. We'll talk about this all over again. Catch y'all then. And hopefully the other videos today. That too. Subscribe!